you know, like kids do. Kids like sweets. My kid fucking loves chocolate, and I kind of don't want him to love it too much. But every time I have chocolate, it's like, Daddy, chocolate. And it's like, no, Daddy, chocolate, fine. And this mum just laid into me. She goes, you shouldn't be buying that. You shouldn't be buying that. It's for kids. You're a grown adult. And I just went to the counter anyway. And as I'm going to the counter, I hear a guy come out, and I was like, "Is there anything I can help you with here?" This man is buying sweets. Right. He's buying Magic Stars. Right. And what's the problem? I want you to take them off him. He's not allowed to buy those. They're for kids. And it's like, what? And this manager, it's been a while now, so I can't remember the whole fucking thing. But this manager was very understanding. He looked at me and he went, "Look, mate, just take the stuff. Just take the stuff and go. Don't worry about it. I'm sorry about what's going on." And I was like, "No, I'm gonna pay." And he goes, "No, just take stuff. Just go, gone." So instead of me paying I think £8 for my shopping, I just left with it all. And they basically apologised, and she was still ranting and raving. I think she was banned from the shop from then on. I don't remember if I'd ever... I think I saw her once again afterwards at a different shop, because there was 2 shops near where I lived. And I think I saw her once again, but I don't think she recognised me. But it was a surreal experience, that. I wasn't expecting it, but I wasn't, surprised that somebody would, do something like that. So, people be crazy. I've had a lot of dealings with Karens. There was a few times I got on the Tor Point ferry, which is a ferry that goes across the river down near where I used to live. And I was just going over there with a mate of mine. We're going to go do parkour for the day. And as we're waiting to get off, the ramp goes down, it slides across the ground, and it makes a really loud noise. All of a sudden, this woman in front of us screams, "Ah! Ah!" And we were all like, "What the hell is going on? It's a bomb! It's a bomb! There's a bomb on the..." I just opened the wrong doors. "There's a bomb on the bloody ferry!" And we were all just like, "What the fuck?" And me and my mate, I can't remember who I went with. I think it was Mike or something. But we all had laughed because we were just like, who the fuck would bomb a ferry in our tiny town? A fucking ferry. But, I understand if she's, paranoid about that kind of stuff. But, bombings, I probably shouldn't say that on YouTube because they might, AI go through my video and be like, "He mentioned bombings and racism. Right, strike his channel. He's clearly a terrorist." I was like, no, I'm just stupid. And I say things I shouldn't. I got on a bus once with my backpack. And it was the height of summer. And during summer, my skin tends to get a little bit darker than most. I'm already naturally darker than most people. Right? My skin is darker than most people all year round. But during summer, it gets worse. Alright? And one day I got on the bus, I just had a black hoodie on, a black joggers on, and a pair of trainers. I had just finished college. And I got my bag, it's got all my college stuff in it, and my laptop and that. And I set it down, and I go to sit down next to this I think there was one empty seat on this bus. And this old lady is just sat there, and she goes, "You're not sitting here." And I was like, "What? You're not sitting here? Nah. You're not sitting next to me." I was like, okay, why? "I know what your type are like." I was like, "What do you mean?" "You're gonna blow up this bus, aren't you?" I was like, "What?" "Yeah, not having your kind on this bus." "Nah, you should go back to where you come from." I was like, "I'm from Plymouth." "Now, where you originally come from?" "I was born here." "Then where your parents originally come from?" "Here." "Then where did their parents come from?" "Well, my granddad was from Scotland, but my grand's from here." And then she got really assy and was like, "You're not sitting next to me." So I had to stand up the whole way. But the bus driver did say, "Lady, shut up or I'm kicking you off." And this is the last one I will talk about when it comes to BOM beings, you know, boomings, boomings, when things go boom. I think I was in B&M at one point, and I got kicked out because I had my backpack on me, but I had it on my shoulder, and because I think like my bag strap was broken or something, so I had it on my shoulder, on one shoulder, and I put it down because it was putting too much weight on my shoulder. I put it down, and I'm looking at this stuff on the shelf because it had some, like, I collect action figures, and it had like Doctor Who stuff and Transformers, and I like that. And I checked it out, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I walked around the other side to the other toy aisle, and this guy came round with my, like, holding my bag with like fucking tweezers and said, right, you need to leave. I was like, why? You have left your bag unattended. Everyone knows what that means. That I've dropped my bag. Nope. You know what you're doing. Get out of my store. I was like, what the fuck? What? He thought I was gonna blow it up. Have you left your bag unattended? Yes, been in my loft. Did anyone else touch your bag? No, just me. Has anyone touched your bag without your knowledge? Well, if it's without my knowledge, how would I know if they touched my bag? You make a very good point. Proceed. I think that's already a joke. I think I've just come up with a joke that's already happened. I think that's I can't remember the guy's fucking name. He was in Not Going Out, but not Lee Mack, the other one, the bald guy. The bald-ish guy. I can't remember his name. Ugh. I'm getting annoyed now. But I can't remember the guy's fucking name. It's not Ian Hislop, I know that. Or it might be. I don't know. I can't fucking remember. I'm making up. This is something that I routinely think about in my life. I routinely think, oh, we've got a few stations left to go. I routinely think that one day, every idea, train, it's a freight train as well. Fucking hell, that's long. That's, Jesus Christ, how long is this thing? Oh, there we go. I routinely think that one day, everything is going to be thought of. Everything that could ever, like, every idea that anyone's ever thought of is going to be thought of. And that there's going to be nothing left for anyone else to think of. So, like, if somebody creates a song, like, it's happening, like, now. Like, Ed Sheeran had to go to court because of it. Like, oh, you used our chord progression in this song. Oh, you used a tune that's similar to ours in this. I think that was, like, the Blurred Lines thing with, I can't remember his name. Pharrell Williams. The Blurred Lines, you know you want it, which is a very creepy song. You know you want it, you're a good girl. Fucking creepy. Right, wipers, because it's starting to rain. Fuck it, we'll put you on max, I don't care. Even though the sun's fucking out and I can still see a bit of blue sky. But I just think that one day everything is going to be thought of. Like, every song, every film idea, which I think is why they're rebooting a lot of stuff, because they just run out of ideas. And that's why they're also doing all these biopics of celebrities and singers, like, you know, Bohemian Rhapsody, great, even though some of it was inaccurate. Rocketman, great, even though some of it was inaccurate. The Al Yankovic story, most of that is inaccurate, but it's meant to be, and that was amazing, by the way. I love the fact that Daniel Radcliffe was Weird Al. So there's that. But I do think, like, every idea that's ever been made is always going to be, like, there's going to be something that traces back to that idea, like George R.R. Martin. I think it's James R.R. Tolkien. Is he James? I can't remember what Tolkien's first name was, but J.R.R. Tolkien. You know, he even stole his R.R., as ERB would say. But, like, you know, there's a lot of, like, different, like, fantasy things, and they all kind of, like, come from certain different stuff. I know Game of Thrones is more set in, hey, all these characters you like, yeah, let's just kill them off. And Lord of the Rings is like, hey, let's just go on this like one long journey to do this like ring thing. Also, like maybe like 3 or 4 people that you like are just gonna die. So it'll be fine. Like Sean Bean is in both of them, and he dies in both of them. But I think like ideas, that there's always going to be somebody who creates an idea that somebody else has already thought of and already released and just not realize it. Like there's some people who, like, I've done it before. I've sat down and I wrote up this entire superhero. I thought this is going to be really cool. I think this is going to be a good superhero. I'm going to turn it into a comic. This might do well. And I had this idea. I called him Omega. And the idea was that there was a planet in space of these beings made of light. And their planet was dying due to a war between the Omegas and the Negatives. Only because I heard the word Omega Negative and I thought that was kind of cool. So that's why I named these two races that. And they fought on a planet. But then the planet exploded, and then one alien light beam flies through space, goes to Earth, and he infects a teenager called Marcus. And when he infects him, it then gives him this alien technology, and he's able to like create the suit of armor around him, and then he's got like nanotech energy weapons, and he can just make any gadget or any weapon that he wants through this alien tech. And you know, he can fly, he can have like a buzzsaw hand, he could like have a Gatling gun for an arm, create a shield or something like that. Basically anything he could think of, like have a sword for an arm, anything he could think of, the alien nanotech thing would, the alien would make for him, and they'd be able to talk to each other as well. And then I watched Blue Beetle. Fuck. So I was really pissed off because I spent months of my like college life like, oh my god, this is so cool. I'm gonna make this character. It's gonna be so cool. I did character designs. I wrote an entire script for the first comic. I was like, this is gonna be so fucking cool, so fucking cool. And then I watched Blue Beetle in Young Justice. Not the Blue Beetle movie, but I watched Blue Beetle in Young Justice. I was like, oh fuck, this is already a thing. Why did nobody tell me this was already a thing? And I was pissed off for about a week. Actually, I'm still pissed off because, you know, I spent all that time creating this thing and it's already a fucking thing, and it pissed me right off. I am currently writing a book at the moment. I had this idea for a book about I'm basically taking, because of, like I said, the ideas that somebody's thought of has probably already been done before. So like with my book, I've just decided I'm just going to take pre-existing characters from folklore or fairy tales, and I'm just going to smash it all together and just say, fuck it, that's what we're doing. So I've had this idea about a nondescript character. He's nondescripted character because I haven't figured it out yet. It's just this 13-year-old kid who opens a book, and he enters a fairy tale world where all the fairy tales and all the folklore stories all exist. So Robin Hood exists in this tale. Sleeping Beauty exists in this like magical realm. Rumpelstiltskin, fucking Gulliver, Gulliver's Travel, King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table. They all exist in this thing, and it's all this thing about like how they have to go on this magical quest, or not magical quest, but this massive quest to free their world from an evil overlord, which is a bit like Harry Potter and also a bit like Lord of the Rings because they got to go on a massive journey. But it's different because obviously there's subtle changes to certain things. Like I'm not doing like there's subtle changes to things, so it's not like, oh, this guy's ripping off Lord of the Rings. No, because I'm doing different things. throughout the story, the fairy tale characters that he's traveling with tell their backstories. So you also get the stories of like why Robin Hood became Robin Hood, why Jack and the Beanstalk became who he is, and in this universe that I've created, Jack is a he's a man that people are scared of because he killed a giant, but I've written it where he's killed the king of the giants. He's killed the king of the giants, and everyone's scared of him because they think, holy crap, he killed the king of the giants, when really all he did was plant some magic beans, climb up the beanstalk, steal the golden goose, come back down and cut the beanstalk down, and the giant just fell to his death, and that was it. And everyone's like, he killed the king of the giants. It's like, no, and he's really just this weak little dude. But I had this like idea of like a 13-year-old kid goes to this magical world, goes on a magical journey, but in the real world he's like a nerdy little kid who gets bullied a lot, and then he goes on this magical quest, this big journey, and he then toughens up, and by the end of the book, when he finally goes home, he doesn't get bullied anymore because he just doesn't take their crap. And he was like, I fought giants, I fought monsters, you two guys are nothing. But this is just this idea that I've had. I haven't got a name for it yet. I haven't written the full story down. I'm currently just going through like, I'm currently writing down like sort of like a treatment for it, like, oh, this would happen, and then they would go here, and then this would happen, and oh, they'd meet this guy, and then this guy would like try to kill them, but then they attack him, and then this would happen, and blah 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 blah. Go flood yourself.